A lot has changed since I started writing. If you're a new writer, you can't really look at best-selling indie authors right now and be assured that what worked for them will work for you now. In this video, I'm going to talk about how to start a writing career today, what I do differently, and what I would avoid. What's up, guys? My name is Michael Aron with Author Level Up, helping you write better and faster. If you're new here, consider subscribing and click the little bell to get helpful writing videos every week. Now, I remember when I was just starting out on my writing journey. I was determined, but scared. There was so much to learn. This was during the end of the Kindle Gold Rush, so it was still the Wild West as far as self-publishing goes. And I started with nothing. My first month of publishing, I made $5.79, and that doesn't really count because I sold 2 books, and my mom bought 1 copy, and my friend bought the other. I went for months with 0 sales, and I'm still not a bestseller yet, so maybe my advice will be more helpful to you guys since I'm closer to some of you newbies. When it comes to the topic of starting out, so many people are looking for answers to the KDP Select question. I answer that elsewhere, but honestly, I think that's irrelevant. Whether you do KDP Select or not, if you don't get the basics of writing craft and marketing down, it won't really matter if you're exclusive or wide. If I were starting out today, the first thing I would do is make a list of all the things that you need to learn. Book formatting, storycraft, marketing, Photoshop, websites, etc. I'd break all of those into subcategories and then I would go learn them one by one. I'd invest money where it made sense, including courses, and the sooner you can get yourself acquainted with the best practices, the better off you'll be. Most people don't take their learning seriously. They just wander about, not really learning how to format a book or write an opening to a chapter or create an engaging website. My problem was that I tried to learn everything at once, which backfired on me. If I had to do it again, I would be more systematic about it. For tips on what to learn, check out the video description for a video I did a while back on creating a learning plan for yourself. Another thing I do differently is that I would have jumped into video sooner. Video is still the #1 way to stand out in today's environment, and if I had done it sooner and had been more serious about growing my channel when I started, I would have accelerated my growth. Video is an easy way for people to get to know you, or feel like they know you, right? 99% of people are so terrified of video that you'll be in the elite 1% if you do it. Video has a learning curve to be sure, but I've always considered that curve to be a barrier to entry for people who aren't serious about it. Video will teach you about marketing and promotion, audience engagement, and production quality 10 times faster than blogging or podcasting. Video is all about keeping people's attention. If you can do it with video, you can do it with anything. When I started off, I had a crappy blog. I didn't even know what copywriting was. I wrote about trite things that no one cared about. I tried a solo podcast back in 2014 and it bombed. If I had just spent some money on a DSLR and learned how to shoot a high quality video and showcase my personality that way, it would have worked out much better for me. When you do video like me, it makes you appear like an instant expert, even if you're not. It's still unusual right now for writers to do video. I would take advantage of that. A video once or twice a month telling your readers what you're working on, what you're reading, and some fun items to keep people engaged like trivia or bad jokes or something. Doesn't really matter. Let people get to know you and link to those videos in the back of your books and in your email newsletters. Another thing I would have done differently is that I would have studied the works of mega bestsellers religiously. John Grisham, Stephen King, Nora Roberts, those writers. I'm learning advanced craft techniques from them right now that are making me look at my early work and cringe. But I'm learning craft faster than I ever did when I was reading blogs and listening to podcasts. And the final thing I would have done differently is that I would have tried to think longer term about the craft skills that I would need. For example, I could have learned to write character injuries more convincingly into my stories by learning the basics of injuries and what happens when someone gets shot, for instance. I could have learned more about science and space physics. I could have learned more about my country's legal system so that I could write it accurately. As I look at my career now, the areas where I'm weakest are the areas where I could have done more research into the basic facts of everyday life. But I didn't know what I didn't know back then. And if I could go back, I would learn about injuries, guns, how to research historical times correctly, police procedure, legal systems, and military operations, to name a few. It's amazing how often these things come up in your novels. Better to learn how to do it right. In case you're curious, there are some things I'd do the same if I had to do it all over again. I'd invest a lot of time into mastering Scrivener and Ulysses. That paid off for me big time. Learning how to format my books on an advanced level paid off. Writing poetry and short stories helped me. writing across genres helped me. I'd do all those over again. Anyway, that's the advice I'd give you if you were just starting off in your writing career today. If you're a new writer, enjoy it. Despite all the mistakes I made, I still look back on my early years fondly. If you're new to writing, I put together a playlist of videos that will help you get your bearings and get started with confidence. I've also got some videos on writing craft, the best podcasts, blogs, and of course, writing books to help you start your career on a solid foundation. You can check it out right here or right here, wherever. That's it for this video. If this is your first time watching, I'd love to have you subscribe. Every week I publish videos just like this one with writing advice to help you write better and grow your influence with readers. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.